Okay, here's where we're at. I don't have a battery in it. I have one sitting on the floor hooked to a jumper cable that is hooked to the battery cables that are sitting over in the car. The battery that came out of this is up in the garage and it's been on charge for a few days. When I went to start it right now, the motor turned over, but not very fast. And it's not a very good connection. Also, I've got a wire here that on the other starter hooked to the starter post over here, and I put this little funky extension on it, which isn't really for that. So I need to go up and make an extension that actually fits that. I probably just carried the little, I probably just carried the little piece I need back up there. I should have held onto it, but I've got to pull this off and make one of these that fits that correctly. And which I don't know, kind of surprised me, you know, because I had driven it to somewhere and drove it in here and parked it last time I drove it, but I hooked one battery to it. It didn't want to turn over. I hooked a second battery, and then I hooked a charger, and then I hooked a jumper cable from the Studebaker out to the Rambler, and it turned over and fired and was really sluggish, but then it cranked, but it didn't run all that well. And I thought, dang, I wonder if the timing could have turned. And I got under there and put my hand on the distributor, and it was really loose, quite loose. So anyway, I turned the distributor, I advanced the timing or retarded it, whichever way that it is when you go, which way is that? Anyway, and it cranked up, and it's you know, smoothed out after I messed with the timing a little bit, and I drove it up to the house. What I'm going to be doing is playing with it. It has a hole cut in the floor that's not quite big enough to get this battery down into, and this is a big heavy marine battery with the right kind of terminals for the way that car is set up. And the one I got in there is a little small battery that came out of a Honda or something like that. So I'm going to take my battery and my wrenches and all my stuff up to the garage there, and I'm going to pull the Rambler right in here and park it right here where the Studebaker's been sitting. And the dancers use this area to dance in. Actually, what I was doing before is I had the Studebaker sitting right here, and it fits in here good. In other words, I mean, I can get it all the way in here without it being, you know, taking up much of this space. And it cranks right up and goes. So what I might do is just pull it here for now, and then I'll spend a few days working on Studebaker, which would be kind of fun. I hadn't spent a lot of time with it since I've been working on this Rambler so long. The Rambler's running great. G-R-E-A-T, great, like Tony the Tiger great, you know, it's great. I lost my wing nut off of this thing here, and I know it didn't go anywhere because I didn't drop it. I just took it off, and now I can't figure out where I put it. So I've had that on there instead. We got all kinds of oil pressure. And when I drove in the parade the other day, heat was good, had good heat in it. We got temperatures just fine. So yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and move. I'll pull the golf cart in here and throw some of these tools in it, and then we'll put the Rambler right there.